Good morning and welcome back to the channel. And in this episode, we're looking at Brit Stops. So what is a Brit Stop? If you don't know, then Brit Stops is a UK-based membership scheme for motorhomers and campervanners that allows them to stay overnight for free at hundreds of interesting and usually rural locations across the UK. Very often they're pubs, farm shops, vineyards, breweries, craft centres and country estates. Today I'm staying at the Red Lion and Cellar Room, I should say, in Betchworth, Surrey. It's not far from Dorking. Now, I arrived here yesterday and I just came to see a friend I haven't seen for a while. And then from here, I'm going to drive on down to the south coast. But I arrived yesterday. I got a lovely spot in the car park. My spot is flat. Some of them are a little bit sloping, but other than that, it's good. It was very quiet. No problems at all. Very, very nice. And it's free. So if you're self-contained, as I am, you know, I've got a toilet and I've got heating and everything, and I don't need to plug into an electric hookup, then it's ideal. They do expect you to at least buy a drink or a couple of drinks in the establishment, you know, if it's a pub, and you know that's perfectly acceptable, you know. And I had a meal in here last night, so I spent probably about £30 in here last night on food and drink, something like that, which, you know, you'd pay for a campsite spot, but you know, you don't have to spend that much, you know. So you could easily just come and have a snack and a couple of drinks, something like that. But no, I think it's good value for money, because the current membership, I think, is £30.80 but it's usually £44, I believe, for a year. And this is the second time that I've used Brit Stops. So I used it once before when I was down in Cornwall. Now, it has to be said that not every area in the country is well served by Brit Stops. So the area that I'm in now in Surrey and the southeast of England, there are loads of them all over the place. But when I was down in Cornwall, they were very, very sparse. So it's not always going to work for you. But in some areas of the country like this, there are loads of them. You've got plenty to choose from. They're usually lovely little country pubs like this one, where it's peaceful and quiet, and yeah, well worth coming to. Right, I need to get some breakfast and then hit the road, because I've got about an hour and a half's drive, and I'm heading down to, is it Selsey? I can't remember. Between Selsey and Eastbourne, anyway. So I'm going to go on a little hike. Okay, so we left the Brit Stop well behind us. I have to say that was a nice pub. The food was good. Good choice of beers. Very quiet overnight stay. Yeah, it was lovely. But now I'm at the Seven Sisters National Park and I'm going on a bit of a hike. So come on, let's go get some exercise. Okay, so I think I'm going to head up that way rather than take the path. I think I'll be coming down this path. So I'm going to go up the grassy bit. Almost at the top now. I doubt if you can see it, but out there's a yellow and white ferry. So I expect that he's come from out of New Haven, which is just over there. So this is where I am, and this is Cuckmere Haven, and this is all the Seven Sisters Country Park, the Seven Sisters Cliffs and Seaford Head along there. Right, let's go up here. So this is it, this is Cuckmere Haven. So that's about 3 miles done, and heading back to the car park now, and it's just a straightforward walk along this path for half a mile or so. But it has been a nice walk. The weather's been kind. Ooh, I can hear a horn. Okay. Oh, I wonder if that's a ship from ferry from New Haven about to leave. Possibly. I was wondering. Okay. Right. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, the weather. British people favourite subject. The weather's been kind. It's starting to cloud over a bit now, but it's been nice. I have to say I'm sweating like a pig. This fleece is going to have to come off, but I'll be back at the van soon enough. I'm going to put the kettle on and make a cup of tea, because everything's better with tea. And just going back to the weather for a minute, can anybody remember when November was so warm? Flipping heck. You know, I've been away in October, middle of October, before now, when we've had sort of 15, 16 degrees. But we're getting 15, 16 degrees and a bit more in the middle of November. And normally I'd have my winter coat on by now and a woolly hat. You know, it's absolutely bonkers. Does make me wonder whether we'll pay for it later on in either December or January. The British weather can do what it wants in February because I won't be here. Here we are back at the visitors centre, and just a stone's throw now from the van. So that was a good 4 mile hike. Enjoyed that. Okay, there we go. Had a cup of tea and some refreshment, and I'm going to make a move now to my next location. So I've just driven about 3.5 miles, that's all. Parked up the van in a little car park that said no motorhomes, camper vans, caravans, blah blah blah, but I'm not staying the night. I'm just here to see this I'm about to show you, and then I'm going to be off. So I've parked there anyway. And this is what I've come to see. It's the Long Man of Wilmington. That's 70 meters tall. Whew, it's a bit of a climb up there. So archaeologists are still wondering why, the whys and wherefores of it, but it's been there a long time. Right, and there we go. That's the Long Man of Wilmington. Right, all done. I'm feeling tired now. I'm going to make my way to my next Brit stop, which isn't far. It's only 6 miles away. But so I should be there in, what time does it reckon? 2:28. What time is it now? It's 2:14, so it's not going to take me that long to get there. But I'm going to get there, get parked up. I'm just going to go and have a beer and chill for a bit. See you there. Oh, good morning, guys. Well, it's day, what is it? Wednesday, Thursday, it's day 3 for me on this trip. And I'm outside the Holly Blue pub in West Ham. Not West Ham in central London, a different West Ham. Anyway, this was my second Brit stop for the trip. And it's not a bad pub. It's absolutely huge inside. I was talking to one of the bar staff yesterday, and she was telling me that they used to do carveries most evenings, I think, but they've had to stop that, and they only do them on a Saturday and a Sunday now. But it was really quiet in there last night. I mean, really quiet. They were telling me that they seem to get more trade at lunch times than they do in the evening. So if you're going to come here, you're in for a quiet evening. The food was decent beer. It was very quiet, peaceful night. It was a bit weird though, because I'm parked underneath trees, and which you'll be able to see over there. I'm in the corner over there. And things were hitting that, like dropping off the trees, leaves and what have you. But there were times when it almost felt like, in my sort of half sleep, that there was somebody in the van. And I knew there couldn't be, because the van was all locked up. You can't get in through the sliding door without the key for the deadlock. The front doors were locked, everything was locked. The back door, you know, everything was locked. It couldn't be, it was just my mind playing tricks on me. You know, but it was weird. But I had a lovely evening. I was toasty and warm. In fact, I had 17 degrees in the van this morning when I woke up. And yeah, in fact, I was sweating a bit under my duvet. But yeah, not bad as Brit stops go. There's a massive car park here. It is slightly sloping, and that's why I've parked over in the corner over there, because it's about the levelest place, the most level place, should I say, to park. Yeah, absolutely fine. Right, so I've packed away, and now I've got a little over an hour's drive, and I'm heading off to the Weald and Downland Living Museum near Chichester. So come on, let's go. Don't want to disturb the ducks. I'm going to head down to the lake. Hello, ducks. Lovely day for you. Lots of ducks. And there's the lake. You're probably wondering where I am. Well, I've come to just north of Chichester, and I've come to the Weald and Downland Living Museum. Now, if any of you have been to the Museum of Welsh Life, I think that's its proper name, at St Fagans, just north of Cardiff in South Wales, then it's very similar to that. It's full of old restored buildings, and there's lots of demonstrations of things that used to happen in yesteryear, shall we say. So, and it's absolutely chucking it down. So I believe the weather's worse than this in South Wales, but it's constantly raining here, but at least there's no wind. But it'll be a job to keep the water off the lens. We'll do our best. But yeah.
Tilt. And keep tilting until the reservoir at the top of the mould fills before I say stop.
Now I'm being something of a baker. Here's the bakehouse, which is going to be of interest to me.
Quite a bit of live stuff left in there.
So is that viewing that back in the shed, it drives the steps upstairs, so you drop in and start tango.
That's not the runner's one on top of it.
Yes.
About 3/4 ton of stone.
I think maybe after about 5 or 10 minutes.
Obviously, you can't have anything moving.
So that's a repair shop, as you might have seen on the BBC, and there was a sign there saying please do not take photographs, but I've had a bit of a cheeky one there, shouldn't have done it, but there we go. This is where they make the BBC TV programme, The Repair Shop. So that's it. That's the Weald and Downland Living Museum. Now, I haven't shown you a great deal of it, just giving you a taste, because this kind of thing isn't for everybody. I get that. But if you are in the area and you fancy having a look, then I'll put a link down in the description below, and then you can come and have a look for yourselves. So what's now? Right. It seems to be brightening up a bit. I was going to go on to somewhere else, but I'm just going to see if this brightening up is going to last. Because if it's going to chuck it down again, then I don't know. I'm just going to make it up as I go along from here. But I want to be at my next Brit Stop by about 4 p.m-ish. Oh, good morning. And I've just had my breakfast. I'm staying at the Chelsea Arms in West Dean, which is just north of Chichester. Got here yesterday afternoon and had a lovely evening meal. Flipping crows are noisy. So had a lovely meal in there, a few beers, had a really quiet, peaceful night's sleep. It was perfect. They have space in their car park for just one campervan or motorhome, and they ask the owner to park in the far corner, which is what I've done. You can see behind me. It's level. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Okay, so that's 3 Brit stops that I've done. I've had an evening meal and 2, maybe 3 beers in each one, and I've spent probably 30 to 35 pounds in total for each night. And when you think about it, you'd pay that for a campsite, wouldn't you? And then if you were on a campsite, then you would have your own food to buy. You would have to cook your own food. I haven't had to do any of that. So it hasn't really cost me any more than it would have done if I'd gone to a campsite. I've barely used any electricity from the van. I haven't dropped below 90% at all because I haven't cooked. So that's been really good. Also, this time of year, many campsites close towards the end of October. So if you want to go somewhere, where do you stay? Do you just look for a park up on Park for Night or something? But I think this is a really good alternative. So, you know, if you are somebody who doesn't need electric hookup, you have your own toilet facilities, then using a Brit stop is absolutely ideal. But if you're the kind of traveller that likes the security of a campsite, then maybe a pub car park isn't for you. You know, it's horses for courses, really, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't bother me at all. It's just somewhere flat, level, peaceful, quiet. I can get something to eat and drink. You know, that's all I ask, really. And I will definitely be using Brit stops again. I am now going to head off in the van. I've got one more stop to make before heading home, and that is down at the Goodwood Motor Circuit. You'll see what I'm doing when I get there. Okay, so I'm here at Goodwood and I'm here to do 3 hot laps with another driver. I can't use my usual camera. They won't let me have a handheld camera in there, so I'm having to use the one I normally have pointing through the windscreen of the van, because that's got a suction mount and we're going to have to cable that tyre on somehow, but hopefully get some decent footage.
Do you know much about the venue at all?
No, I don't.
Lovely. Okay, so the circuit hosted Formula 1 Grand Prix before 1966.
Okay.
And then 1966 circuit was deemed too dangerous for a motor racing event, so the circuit closed permanently.
Right.
The tarmac and everything went into disrepair, and it was a bit of a sorry sight, really. So the surface thing, it got re-tarmacked in the 90s. And then born was the Goodwood Revival, and from that we then now host track days and race events and all sorts, all for classic cars normally in terms of racing. Yeah. You've probably heard about it.
Yes, I've heard of the Revival. But it's a good thing. I must come down sometime for the Revival.
Oh, 100%. It's a fantastic event. So the circuit layout, the airfield was used during the war. Spitfires flew from here and all sorts.
Yeah.
and the circuit was the dirt road around the outside.
Yeah.
When the pilots were bored, they used to race their motor cars around the dirt track around the outside. And they thought, this would be really fun, let's tarmac it. And from that, the circuit was born. So the circuit is the exact same as it was when it closed in 1966
Right.
as well. So yeah, it's a fabulous venue. It really is. Lots and lots of history here.
And you get to have loads of fun every week.
We get to have loads of fun every week. Exactly. Okay, ready?
Yeah, let's go. Woo! This is a bit faster than my camper van.
Slightly, if you've been used to that, definitely.
Yeah. Somebody driver in front of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By just trying to find the grip level at the moment, or the drier bits of the circuit. You can feel the front wash and the rear go and the grip again. Great fun. Let's go ruin the Porsche party.
Yeah.
Could put this at the same angle. That'd be very mean of me, wouldn't it?
Well, I hope that footage of me being driven around the circuit comes out well. But what a fantastic experience. I've never driven so fast in my life. Oh, God, and you hit the brakes and suddenly you lurch forward, you know, and then around the final couple of bends before coming back into the sort of paddock straight, You can feel the back end sort of sliding out. Oh, absolutely brilliant. It's well worth doing. And it was only £49 for 3 laps. Yeah, it's very good. And give you a cup of tea, you know, before and after if you want it, or coffee. And yeah, all very, very nice. But that's my few days away in the South Downs done. My few days away staying at Brit Stops. I do like the Brit Stops. I have to say they suit me down to the ground, because it means I can go away, especially this time of year when campsites are shut, and those campsites where you have to park on grass, maybe, you know, you're not going to get all bogged down. But yeah, I'll be staying at Brit Stops again, particularly where in the UK, when I just want an overnight stop somewhere because I'm traveling further on somewhere the next day. It's ideal, because then I don't have to cook or whatever. I can just go into a pub, eat in the pub, you know, not have dishes to do afterwards, that kind of thing. Brilliant. I would recommend the Brit Stops. But now it's time for me to drive home. And there was a storm came through yesterday, and apparently southeast Wales hasn't fared very well. There was a lot of flooding, and I've seen photos on my local Facebook group page saying that some of the lanes around my estate are flooded. Well, so let's go back and see what that's like. I should be okay where I am, I think, so it won't be a problem. But look, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it the thumbs up. Hit the hype button if you're watching on a mobile device, or if you're watching on the TV, go on to your phone or tablet and hit the hype button, because it means a lot for my channel. It gives my channel a good boost. So do that, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to my channel. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing now, but there's only a few weeks till Christmas. And then I should be planning, well, I've already partly planned a trip away for February. Whether I'll get away sometime in January, I don't know, but I'll see what I can do. But until the next time, happy adventures.